Hello, 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 and welcome to another one line of code. I am one lion. Apparently, I have a frog in my throat. Hi, Mojo, you're actually first. I mean, Dukasoft did say something, but that was before the stream even started. So, congratulations on that. Whew, what a day. What a weekend. Did you all have a good weekend? I had a good, comfortable, relaxed weekend. That's cheating, Duka. I am lost. Here's my desktop. Here is the scrolling message, which still says, check out Rise of Piracy. Wishlisted on Steam, coming out soon. Other people text. Okay. So here we are back at our project. So this will be the first time we've worked on our project in what, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or so? Man, craziness. So I hope to be able to get this finished soon so that we can move on to bigger and better things with the project, of course. We have been working on trying to get the edit functionality to be fully implemented. So let's take a look at where we're at. Did Scribe end up working? I haven't even looked into it yet. What I've been doing lately is just taking the screenshot and then pasting it into the Word document. I completely forgot to look at it this morning because I wanted to get the Word document done. So we need to get this. Gross. We need to get the spec sheet. So it's called a serviceability spec sheet or serviceability specifications. And I think it's for internal use only. Actually, I know it's for internal use only. But you know, we have the caveat that some screens may not reflect what is in the final product because this is a development version that we are taking screenshots of, blah, 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 blah. Word document equals more gross, my least favorite documentation format. Yeah, we have a table of contents that talks about each of the different sections of the app. And yeah, I don't know. It's just all over the place. There's no consistent format to it, really, that I can tell. I mean, they tried to have some amount of consistency, but yeah, why not Markdown? Ugh, Kendall, I'm ticklish. Stop it. Stop it. Ticklish. Am I ticklish still? I haven't been tickled in a long time. I am. I have been tickled. Stop poking me. But yeah, anyway. Hi, Kendall. Ask your wife. Ask your wife. I don't want to ask your wife. Facebook pokes are still a thing. So yeah, here's what the app currently looks like, which we're going to make it look amazing someday soon. Data entry portion, we're in this list management thing. We can pull up the lists like so. We can start editing a list item. We can change the value, hit the check mark, and this is what we are currently implementing. So right now it is giving us a not implemented exception. Well, I'm not going to tickle you. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. And then we can discard any changes that we were making and it goes back to the original. One thing that I like about this is as you start editing a thing, you can't edit any of the other things. One thing that I would like to do is when you're switching between records, it won't let you switch if you're currently in edit mode, or it'll automatically cancel your current edit if you tell it, I want to switch anyway. How am I? I am doing fantastic. Is this where all the tickle happens? Asking for a friend. Some of the tickle happens here, not all of it. But yes, I just remembered that I have a tickle zone that I don't think is I mean, I would assume it's common. It could be common, but there is a portion that I am ticklish at that gets exploited in the best ways possible. A partial tickle zone. I can live with that. Hi, Big Amy. Oh, man. I'm already dropping the ball. Here is a shout out for Thindle, who came in after Mojo. Dukesoft is lurking about. His presence is always here. His energy is always here, which is awesome, even when he's not actively talking in chat. But Thindle is doing some .NET migration work, updates, modernizations, just all of the fun, all of the amazingness that he does. Definitely check him out. He'll be in taking a trip this week, later this week, so he'll be away ish. Vacation. I didn't know if it was if I could call it vacation or what. We'll call it vacation. Oh man. Dukesoft said hi. And then there is the ever fantastic and amazing laid back Bit Gamey. So many Bit Game. So many interactabilities on his stream. So much fun hanging out with him. So we'll give you this shout out real quick until the cooldown is done for the other shout out, Bit Baby. Anyone in here use Teams and or other Microsoft products for work meetings? If so, what do y'all use for pre-post meeting topics of discussion? There's pre-post meeting topics of discussion. So with the client, they use Zoom. So our meetings, our daily meetings, our weekly meetings are all through Zoom, but with Sagetti, they use Teams. And I have never heard of a pre-post meeting topic thing. Is that like an actual thing you do? Like you set up pre and post meeting topics? Because I mean, we have like groups and teams and stuff where they send out articles that are written by the community for varying teams. What else are you going to call it? And they're constantly pulling me into multiple groups, teams, and I'm like, I didn't really want to join that one, but saying no might reflect poorly on me within the company. SO text incoming. Has it already been long enough? I'm kidding. Bit Gamey. All right, and there is a shout out for Bit Gamey. If you're not following him, you can follow him now using the heart icon at the very, very top of your chat, like you saw for Tyndall. But yeah, Bit Gamey has been working on a fun game called Tripe, which is an R-type clone. Nice throwback. I don't know if that's what you're still working on or if you've already finished that and moved on, but that's what I saw you working on last. I lurk everywhere. Don't really pay as much attention as I could or should. But and if I hop on over to the Discord, I'll be getting a text from Mojo soonish. Or maybe he's just typing it in chat. Who knows? Baby Lee. Oh, wait. We need the one that has volume. Firefox. Stop. Excuse me, start from the beginning. That's Big Amy.
Why?
Baby Big Amy.
Why? Why you gotta be like that, Papa? Baby.
Good times. Good times. It is pretty difficult to understand you when you're in baby mode. You babble a lot. No, not Babblebot. It's just really hard to understand. All right. So, while we're waiting for Mojo to type his type. Oh, awesome. Thank you so very much for the follow. Noticer. I don't really know how to pronounce your name, your handle. I apologize for an inconvenience that may cause you, but thank you for the follow anyway. We are going to be working on. Was I close? Was I anywhere close? Natuser? Nutuser? Do. Sir? I'm going to change the baby redemption when I come back from my sabbatical, but nobody turbulent. Close? Which one was closer, the new or the nah? 1 or 2? All right, Thindle, thank you so much for your lurking energy. Null. Null user. Those are L's. Okay. Null user. Upside down L's. Rotated L's? I guess those would look more like rotated L's. Oh, thank you, Dukusoft. So the project that we have been working on is this financial management tracker, and Max is here. Hello, Max. Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Had a fantastic, whatever time it is for you. I haven't decided on either a cooldown or it not being as long as 3 minutes. Yeah, I think once in a while should be fine. So a longer cooldown, or just a cooldown in general. But I like hearing you talking about the stuff that you do because I'm really, really interested in that. You're the one who uses it the most, but a couple other people have used it before. I'm poor. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm not as annoyed by it because it doesn't happen very often. So maybe I'll change the price of it. But it's still not one that I like hearing. No, you have 48 channel points. Oh no. Okay. So we're gonna implement the update. So where exactly is it not implemented? Is it not implemented in the call or in the service? It looks like it's in lookup list state that it's not implemented. Do. I will try to do my best to remember that it's null user, by the way. I'm probably gonna forget. It's kind of fun to troll with it, but I do see the point. Max says, I told you that I started learning JavaScript. I have developed now a small calculator with buttons. Awesome. Yeah, maybe we'll use it in this. If you feel like sharing your calculator, then we can use a calculator in this app. 141 lines. It also blocks other SnapCam redemptions until it's over. Yeah. There you go. Picking me used it.
It's over 9,000.
Yeah, it is. Although Big Amy or Dukasoft, you probably have like 100,000 points by now. You're always here. Let's go. That one's got to be my second favorite. 104,000 only? Really? I was expecting it to be higher with how fast points accumulate on this channel and very little stuff to use it on. All right, so Mojo did post into the Discords. And he says, for those that use other teams. Yay, Mojo. It sounded like you were celebrating that he was able to do this. For those that use Teams and other Microsoft products for meetings, what are ways of keeping track of deliverables and or meeting notes? So you can turn transcript on. If you have, like, it might be an extension, but our organization or the Sogeti uses it. They have transcripts. The issue is that a lot of people are wanting to adapt a GPT model to their teams. So write some kind of plugin that uses GPT to summarize your Teams meetings, but that also means any of the content that's shared within the Teams meetings, which might be company confidential, are now being processed through a cloud service if you use ChatGPT or OpenAI's API specifically to do this. So you'd have to come up with your own way of doing that. Text summarization, your own large language model for doing that. Context. Some things at work get lost due to the way we jump from topic to topic. Some requests get forgotten about. Things like access requests, testing features, etc. Is OneNote the solution here? So I take notes on Notepad during all of my meetings, and I have a Notepad for our weekly meeting, and then I always have a to-do Notepad that gets transferred to a Kanban board or to emails, depending on what I feel like doing that day. It's not really consistent. Nice. We have a guy that constantly interrupts, so we don't need the transcript thing. Q. I got a bad feeling about this. But yeah, like the thought with the transcript is if you do the transcript, which should know who's talking, then you could do text summarization and yeah. Pretty much text summarization to tell you what the meeting highlights are about. And then those can be organized however you want. So that's one thing. But otherwise, typically in meetings in general, you have someone that is going to be the recorder, the one that is. Oh, another one. Thank you so much, Sal2. Sal2. Salty. Sal2. I mean, Igor Montero. Thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate you being here. We were talking about using Teams and some ways to keep. Ooh, thank you, Max. It's not finished yet, but still, we can take a look at it. Talking about using Teams and what are some strategies if you use Teams in your organization or where you work for keeping track of topics that were discussed, deliverables that are needed, just requests and stuff. Regarding a notepad, does this information get shared after the meeting? So when you have someone that takes the minutes, then that person typically would send out to everyone the meeting minutes. And in order for it to not get super tedious, then the person that records the minutes typically rotates if you're on a team that doesn't have an admin person. It's typically the admin person, but if everyone there is either a developer or a stakeholder or someone that's actually technical, I guess, then it rotates. And there it is. My favorite one. Oh, you're welcome. I didn't mean to be the only one to give you suggestions. They're just suggestions, though. Definitely never anything that you have to take. Thank you so much, Max. These are going to be fun. Let's, yes. We'll take a look at the calculator as soon as we implement this lookup list state thing. Lookup list state for updating an item. Should be this one. Why are you... Do you already have something called update lookup item? Is that what the issue is? No. Nani. I don't know why that was explicitly implemented. Huh? And it's private. Did I... Is it... Jeez, thank you for the bits. In other news, I think it's because I didn't have the constraint on the type on the generic. Oh man, I really, really, really wanted to come up with some stuff to spend your points on. Oh, it's so hard to do things. Maybe we'll spend a few streams actually adding stuff because I'm not doing it on non-stream time. I thought I would, but I have not been. And also, I don't know what's up with my volume. Maybe I do. But it doesn't seem like it's been consistent. Like I keep wavering between my loudest volume and then my normal volume. And then it's like I can't make my microphone adjust so that it stays consistent. Be consistent. Dang it. Okay, so the reason that I put the update lookup item in state instead of calling the services directly is because my state holds. Why are you still saying that you're not implementing the interface? Why is it explicitly trying to implement the interface like this? I need to make you public in order for you to realize that I'm implementing. Yeah, that was really weird. I don't understand why I didn't make it public. Whatever. Yo, I don't know why my voice is turning into this. What's going on? Anyway, the reason that I put it in here is because we have a cached list of items, lookup items. And so when I update an item, I would like to just send it off to the server to be updated. And then when I get a message back saying that the update was successful, I would like to just update my local cached version of that item. The hard part is going to be if multiple users, like the whole point of this is you're using your own copy for yourself. But let's say you have it open in multiple browsers or multiple tabs for whatever reason, and you update an item in one browser tab or one browser, then you would want to see that item updated everywhere in every open session or circuit, as it were. So concurrency and what's the word I'm looking for? The one that means that you are keeping all lists up to date and in sync. It's like
cease thinking on command.
We should try it. I just tried it and it didn't work, but I think you have to command me to do it in order for me to find out. I don't think I'd ever be able to stop thinking. Period. Where is this unread item? Why am I even looking at that? Don't you just hate it when your email says you have one unread item, even though you don't anywhere? And then you go into your unread items and it's not in there either. What's going on? I blame Exchange. Oh, that's going to bother me. Clear it out. Clear it out. Okay, so we should have a lookup item service already. We do. So we're going to capture the response from failed test pushed. Look up this service. Oh. And then we're going to return resp. Oh, itchy ear. Magically itchy ear. All right, if I didn't even check to see if this was the thing that I wanted it to do. Update lookup item view model, or lookup item model. Data entry view model? Is that what you should be called? I don't think that's what you should be called. You should be called lookup item. Okay. And then if that response was successful, if it was not an error, then we're going to update the matching lookup item that is in our cache. So we need to get the existing lookup item. Look poo item. That look poo. And that is done by of type. No, we should have a method for this. What are you doing? Get lookup items of type T lookup item view model. First or default value text is equal to dot. Nope, list item ID is what I wanted. And why am I doing X again? List item ID with the past in lookup item, list item ID. Okay, that was weird. I don't know what this kid was doing. If exist item is null, then we need to actually get the lookup item from the server because it's not in our cached list. Get resp. And that would be await. I think it's an integer that we need to find, right? An int. An int. And that int is going to be the actual. Oh, we can't do it that way. We can't do it that way. Yeah, I think we have to use value text. Deflux is here. Hello, Deflux. I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Monday. I had a great weekend. I hope you also did have one of those as well. I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time. It was remastered and it still held up. I'm not sure I would have come to the conclusion that the director said the whole point of it was. And then my interpretations they just weren't. I don't know. Like I understand the movie for the most part, but whoa. Mrs. is making me watch this anime, My Hero Academia. I mean, anime. What's an anime? I'm assuming anime, but yeah. So I know a bunch of people that like it. Don't apologize, Deflux. I should apologize to you. I'm not going to because I don't feel bad about it, but I'm the one that's pointing out spelling. But at the same time, I really am not sure if I'm just reading into what you're typing or if there's actually something called an anime. Okay. Thank you so much for the lurks and the cheer. Oh man, so kind, so nice. But yeah, I don't think My Hero Academia is one that I could get into. I haven't really watched it. Right, praise. But so I really haven't given it much of a chance. It's just off of the trailers and previews and stuff. I don't think that I would like it. Actually, you know what? We're just going to int parse because all of these are going to be ints. There are no lookup items whose primary key is not an int. So we'll parse it via int. Or we'll do an int parse without a try, is what I meant to say. And Good VJ is here. Hello, Good VJ. The Dreams. It's terrible, would not recommend. That's sad. I mean, are you much into anime? The screenshots. That's what it was. The screenshots that I needed. I'm going to review these really, really quick. Optical drive. Thermal. Awesome. Thermal modern. Oh, why are you doing it on 2.2 though? There was no thermal gaming. That's fine though. Gaming and modern are the same thing, so that should be fine. Where's the optical drive for commercial? There it is. Good. Okay. These will work. These will work. So I just got some screenshots from someone that has a machine that has a few components that my machine doesn't, and I needed the screenshots for the specs. Cool. All right, so catching up on chat. I've been asked by another team that's in their planning stage to do a talk with them about why our team, under my recommendation, uses Azure Functions and not like regular .NET API web app. Everyone I know loves animes, but cartoons just ain't for me. Yeah. Totally understandable. Maybe a bit of South Park, but no thanks. Where are we going, Max? Where are we going? And then Good VJ says, I've only watched Death Note, kind of watched Dragon Ball back in my childhood. Yeah, I was definitely a Dragon Ball kid. What else? What else? Yeah, I watch a lot of anime. Lots and lots and lots of anime. And for me, entertainment is entertainment, regardless if it's in an animated form or in movie form or TV show form. If I am into it, I am into it. I was a Thomas the Tank Engine kid. Yeah, my childhood stuff was like Big Bad Beetleborgs, Power Rangers, of course. I wouldn't admit to that though. You can't prove it. And then Ronin Warriors, the Dragon Ball, like I said, Yu Yu Hakusho, just tons of stuff. Oh, Vector Man, Voltron, Thundercats, Silverhawks. Yeah, yeah, all of those. Good stuff. I don't know if Kochikame Shinchan counts. I mean, yes. If it's animated and yeah, it's and if it's Japanese and animated, then it can be called anime. Even though now the Chinese are making anime and they're doing really well. Um, Link Click is an amazing Chinese anime. Oh, I loved it so much. Can't wait for the next season. Hopefully, there will be a next season. Um, I haven't seen many Korean anime. Koreans mostly make manhwa, or maybe it is the Chinese that make manhwa, but pretty much the equivalents of manga. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be here next. One of my former coworkers was mad for manga. Yeah, I never really actually got into reading manga, which is weird because I love fantasy books and I love anime, and it's kind of like a squish between those. But I never actually got into it. And since I'm a slow reader, you would assume that I like picture books more than many word books. The only animated thing I watched when I was a kid was my mother telling me I'm not allowed to watch TV. I mean, I watched other stuff like Futurama, and I guess our family watched The Simpsons. I don't really remember it much. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It's kind of weird though because I did watch Futurama, American Dad, and Family Guy, and I think I even enjoyed Family Guy. And if you asked me to watch it now, I'd be like, "What is this? This is not entertainment." To me, of course. And that's because my tastes have changed, and that's why I know. That's why I know a lot of people uh, have their preferences, and their tastes can change over time. I need to hear this talk due to Azure Access. Oh, to the deflux talk that he might have with the other team. Due to Azure access restrictions and busy sysadmins, I'm building something with .NET API, web app backend. My concern is that this that this will add complexity to the tech stack, but again, lack of access to the correct things. So I don't know, like in my opinion, functions are a little bit more confusing to me, but that's because I haven't used them. Web APIs are super easy for me to understand because it's just a web application that sits on a server waiting for requests to come in. And I've heard that app functions are just as easy. Not sure why I capitalize all of app, but whatever. Family Guy is not for kids, dark humor, and all those kinds of stuff. Simpsons predicted the submarine again. Hmm. Not cat Raspa's error. Look at all of this nesting. Look at all of this nesting. I'm going to try to clean up the nesting for this. It's an app, damn it. Simpsons is phenomenal. You should watch it as an adult. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not into slapstick humor. I'm not into the same type of humor that a lot of people are into.
I have a bad feeling about
Me
this.
too. I need to clean up these. Yeah, actually, I'm going to get rid of this first one already. I'm going to invert this. Return resp. If there was an error, there is nothing to update. So we're just going to return the response. That gives me one level of indentation back. Then we are trying to get the lookup item so that we can update it. So if we don't have the lookup item to update, so we look up in our cache, couldn't find the lookup item in our cache. So then we say, all right, let's go to the server. Let's try to get that lookup item back. If we can't get it back, then really not much we can do. So we'll just return, or actually what we'll do is we'll add the errors from that response. Resp.add errors. And I will add 2 errors. The first one will be that, oh, right, I can't do that. I'll just add 1 error at a time. Okay, so I have an overload on add errors that will take another response model and then just grab all of its errors and dump it into the one that we're sending back. Send it back. So then this first error is going to be the update was successful. However, the lookup item could not be retrieved nor updated in the local cache. Please refresh the application to get the updated list of lookup items. Okay, something like that. And then we'll get all of the actual errors from the request to get it. Otherwise, if we're here, then we have a lookup item that we can get back. So we will add that lookup item to our cache. Possible null reference. Or get resp.data is null. Cool. Okay, so there's been more conversation going on about Deflex's meeting that he's going to have with the team. He says there's a bunch of reasons. I need to organize my thoughts a bit, but feel free to DM me if you want to break it down. If you want a breakdown, that's awesome that you would do that for him. Thanks so much, Deflex. It's really cool to see that you're involved in so many decision-making things that have to do with what technologies to use with the people that you're working with. It's just awesome. Congratulations on that. Even though there's, nothing special, just congratulations. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Cool stuff. Okay, so we have the logic written in state so that we can send off the updated lookup item to be updated on the server. If it's a mental breakdown, then I'm not interested. That's going to happen regardless. And once that request is done, then that comes back to our wherever it is that we're doing this edit, which I don't think I have open. I do not have it open. So that would be here in components, lookup, list management, list edit. That would be here, I would assume. One would assume. All right. So where is our update? Edit item clicked. It might actually be. It might actually be in a separate dialog. Handle confirm save changes. Gotta be this. Gotta be this. T. Williams says, I tried having a mental breakdown, but I couldn't get it to compile. Does not compute. Hello, T. Williams. Back from vacation already. And Zush is here. Hello, Zush. You guys have been active in Discord, which is awesome to see. There was a really good conversation going on over the weekend regarding the stuff that we talked about on Friday to do with, I'm not going to remember off the top of my head now. Just went completely blank. Had to do with, was it in the Blazor room? You sends create a self-signed certificate. Oh my gosh, what were we talking about on Friday that you guys just kept talking about in Discord? It was such a good conversation. Accessibility. Semantic tags. Thank you, Mojo. So using semantic tags, and there were opinions about how having main kind of feels like a replace, or we're just reinventing body. But then we got some more researched answers. The IAS versus Kestrel, yeah, I think that was just Discord. Yeah. Sitting in the office, struggling to actually gaze at the sight of some old VB6 code I'm converting. But man, I had so much fun with that with DDMS and the other apps. Gosh, I loved converting VB6 code. What are you converting to? Are you just going to WinForms, or are you going further than that? Like WPF, UWP, or even further, Blazor? Cool. All right, we're going to take this update request and we're going to put it here. Wait, what? Was that called update request? That's update response. Okay. So we're going to put response here. Yeah. Oh, dang it. Dang it, do it like this. Rename that. Get rid of R. Okay, so we can use the same response model that we were using for the getter and for the delete. So if we have any errors, they should already get printed out into our lookup item list view. Hello. Here. If underscore response was error false, then render the error, please. Arigato momichi. It's just a property. Cool. All right. Hello, send 12, 12, 21, 2, 22, 2, 22. How do I fix this cross-origin opener policy would block the window.close call? I've been at it all day. Need a little bit more context. What type of project? I'm assuming it's a ASP.NET project, but is it WinForms? Is it yeah, I guess no, the window.closed is just JavaScript, right? And you're closing the window object. Next.js. That one might be a little bit more difficult for me to respond to because I have very little experience with JavaScript frameworks. If it's anything like .NET, oh man, that's gonna be tough. And go for the back end. So typically, the backend is where you configure all of your cores stuff, but I've never heard of cross-origin opener policy either. Man. If you want, you can throw the question into our Discord, into the JavaScript help channel. To see if anyone in our community is versed in JavaScript frameworks, specifically Next.js. Otherwise, the only thing that I know how to do is research. Like just the first thing that I wanted to find is this cross-origin opener policy, because I've never heard of a cross-origin opener policy. Here we go. Thank you, Dukasoft. I also found a Reddit post that says I'm trying to use auth users using Firebase Next.js, data store, but like this sounds exactly what you just told us, which is the cross-origin opener policy. Policy would block the window.close call, and there are no responses. All right, so let's find out what this opener policy is. Co-op or coop. So maybe we need to use coop. And then window or policy. Actually, I'll just do window.close. Here is a GitHub issue for somebody's repository. Next, Firebase Google Auth tool. It would block the window.close call. Stuck in the same problem. Tried using Vercel and tried the same error. So Vercel looks like it's this specific project. Apparently the iframe, so if you're using, are you even using an iframe, I guess? That's question one. Max says, I'm a JavaScript pro. We need to mention URL in backend so that only those URLs can hit the API. Yeah, and again, that's assuming cores. I don't know if cross-origin opener policy needs to be configured in the API as well. Errors are being thrown exactly after the execution. Window.parent.post message. Same issue. Anyone find a solution? It was mainly because a wrong API call that I was doing to my backend. Inspect your code flow and once, and if you still have issues, I'll be happy to help. So check your endpoints would be one place to check. Show previous reply. Doing the auth in front end, did not create any server or API routes for now. Last month, this problem is kind of new. There were no discussions or Stack Overflow answers, so still finding a way to solve this. This was the exact problem I faced. Someone's using Mern, which has Next as the backend. Still getting errors. Okay, here is a suggestion. Oh, never mind. They say they're still getting. Wait, what? Yes, I am getting auth pop-up closed by user error. Cross-origin opener policy error disappeared after adding code to Next.js config or next config.js. Hello, a leader. Call me old man. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I'm an old man. What? Anyway, here's one thing that you might can add. Who's asking? San ichi ni ichi ni. You could try adding to your headers in next config.js. Oh, thank you. The thing here is it the back end or the front end? I would assume it's the back end because, again, that's where we configure headers in .NET applications, especially cores related headers, in this case co-op. But thank you, leader. I'm just a guy. I am old, but just a guy. Is that issue 2? Anyone know a solution? Here is a solution. This is exactly what Dukasoft, I think what Dukasoft sent us. No, it's not. Why did that say Mozilla? I was reading into it. It does not say developers.mozilla. Does this look helpful? Did one line say old? Me puts on readers to see the chat comment. Huh? Yeah, I guess, is this even the process that you are trying to do? Are you trying to use third-party authentication? It looks like Google sign-in in this case. But anyway, yeah, I mean, those are, yeah, that's all that I know how to do for this type of issue is just help you research, but I'm not going to be able to find the answer because I don't know enough about your setup as well as, JavaScript frameworks. Blah, 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 blah. Using Firebase Google Auth. Okay, so I really, really hope that does help out. If not, definitely feel free to ask more questions or let us know if we can try to research any further. I'll keep those tabs open for now. All right, so we are mostly done with the flow for this process, which is we are editing an item and we're just sending it to the server by clicking a checkbox. And then that is going to eventually give us a response that might have an error, might not have an error. So now, if it is successful, which should be somewhere down here, then we're just updating the display text because that's the only thing that we're editing using this functionality. So that's good. All of that should already be written. And then we'll get error messages if we need to, and then we'll display those error messages. And if we do have an error message, then we will just return. So we won't apply any changes and we won't turn editing to false. Good. So now let's see if our service is implemented as far as update. Update lookup item does have our put request to the HTTP client, which sends the request to our API, and it has all of our error handling. Cool. And our server-side implementation, which again, if we're running this using Blazor Server, it will go directly here. Otherwise, just about anything else, whether it is a MAUI app, WPF app using Blazor WebView Control, or WASM, Blazor WASM, we will be going through the API, through a HTTP client. So on the server, we do have it implemented. So I guess we should test it then. Restart the app, please. We might have just finished our edit functionality, edit lookup item functionality. Let me guy. So welcome into any of you that are new here. The project that we have been working on the stream is called the Financial Management Application, Financial Management Tracker, Financial Tracker. Anyway, it's an app that I've wanted to make for myself for quite some time because I've been using Microsoft Access to track all of my own personal finances. I like to enter them manually myself so that I can keep track of my spending, make sure that I'm not spending on things that I don't need to be spending on. I know that there are still things that I'm going to just keep sending money to that I'm not really using as services. There are a lot of streaming services that it's like once in a while they have a show that I want to watch or a movie. So I'll keep the streaming service for now until I haven't used it for the past 3 months, and then I'll change it out. But anyway, the reason that I chose this project was one for that spendings on Twitch. Yeah, I have all of my subscriptions, but I'm absolutely happy to do those. Irish John Games, for example. I've been working on this and it's day 147. I've been on vacation for a long time, says T. Williams. So anyway, I've been using Microsoft Access to track this. I used to use the built-in database that came with Microsoft Access for all of the data, which meant putting the database itself, the file itself, somewhere that I had access to it on multiple computers, but then, issues with accessing the same access file. I just wanted to say access a whole bunch of times from different locations, having it open from different locations at the same time. Not a great idea. So I eventually moved the data into a SQL Server database, local SQL Server database within my network. And that has been working out fantastically. I'm still using Access with VBA macros to do all of the logic and some forms to present my UI to myself. And I'm like, I've been a .NET developer for a while now. I feel pretty confident about my skills with Blazor. Why not turn this thing into a Blazor application? I've been wanting to do it for a while. And the main reason was because I was working a full-time job that pretty much my stream content was my day job, was me working on actual real world projects. And then I got a different job. You're using Microsoft Access? I thought people only use Microsoft Access as a joke. Kinda. But it's pretty easy to use. It's not like the best or anything, and I would show it to you, but it's got all of my actual financial data and probably don't need to see all that. Don't need to give away all of that information to the general populace, you know? So anyway, I got a new job, haven't been able to stream my work product, so we decided to just work on a stream project, and this happened to be it. So we started from the very beginning where we just came up with a concept for what do we want to work on, sketched it out, did some brainstorming, and then used whiteboard to sketch out our application architecture and then some database design stuff. And then we also did some UI design using pen and paper, using the whiteboard. Then we went to Figma and came up with a general look and feel. Not super happy with it, but it's there. We have something. And we pretty much implemented what we designed in Figma, which is currently temporarily out. That's annoying. Ooh, that's no good. Wow. Okay. Well, never mind showing you what it looks like on Figma, which they say is 100% operational and up and has had no incidents. Is it just me? I think it's just me. I blame Chrome. Chrome has been being really, really weird. My bot, I can't access on Chrome anymore. I have to use Firefox for it. It's really weird. Just use Edge. Edge. Pasta. Will you take me to Figma? That's my work account. So yeah, Figma seems to work in Edge just fine. It's just a figment of your imagination. President Usher said, we used to use Access for real work at work 25 years ago. Me too. 2004 is when I started my civil service job, my life in human resources for Department of the Army. And they were using Excel and Access for everything. Like very, very little information systems were connected to some kind of online database. We had a lot of information stored locally on at the installation that I worked at. And so a lot of the data was maintained using Access, and then it was presented using Excel. And it was like, it was fun times though. I got pretty good with macros. Firefox. That's super, super weird. Oh, even the login. I think it's anything that is not their front page. Like the actual application itself is what's down. Because clicking login just kind of exploded in my face. Yes, yes, it's me. I know. It's me. It's me, Google. It tells me like 80 times. Was that you? Are you sure that was you? Can you confirm that that was you? Which is good. It's good for me. Anyway, that's not loading, so I'm going to skip it. I really want to move all of my stuff over to Brave. I've heard that it's a really good browser too. But I use each of the browsers for different things, by the way. I have automated realms using Edge since I'm now a work entity. Yeah, Brave. Brave. It's a lion. Me either. But it is it's pretty much a Tor browser. In short, it is a Tor browser. Forget it. I'm going back to Netscape. I mean, it can be a Tor browser, I should say. For the most part, it just helps to restrict ads, cookies, other tracking type stuff. Okay, we're testing this thing, aren't we? I think that's what we're doing. Claire, actually refresh. You were supposed to actually reload, so I'm assuming there was a build error. There wasn't a build error. It did reload. Why didn't my console log clear? Is it set to preserve? Excuse me, are you preserved? Yeah, you're preserved. Please don't install a network-wide ad block if your significant other is in marketing. They won't be able to access their Google Ads account. Oh, yeah, I haven't used an ad blocker. I don't really need to. Like, they don't affect me as much as I think they affect other people. Regular paychecks. Save. Ooh, did you see that? That looked successful. Where is our put? Deposit reasons, put, payload, display text, regular paychecks. And here it is. The response was the updated record. No, not a fail. Too bad. Get a new Java try telling her that. No. In addition, ad blocker? Oh man, that can really add up. I don't know what that means. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Senor K. I mean, Senior K. Oh, I just had to make it Hispanic, didn't I? Yes, April. Okay, anyway, it looks like it worked. So let's go check our deposit raisins. And here it is, regular paychecks, plural. And if I reload the app, I think I actually want to stop and restart the app because it should preserve state even on that reload. So I'm going to clear state. He was expecting it to fail. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I still like the sound though. All right, and it stayed regular paychecks plural. And actually, the thing that we could have done was headed over to the database. That's right, I say data. Just about every time I say data. All right, and I think I'm using Angie. So this is my local SQL server on my network. And no, I think we're using MS SQL. What are we using? He right-clicked and clicked on manage user secrets. Oh my gosh, you guys can see his secrets. Okay, so the reason that I came into here was to, one, show off no docs. So if you are ever presenting to people and you want to make sure that when you open an XML file or a JSON file, you are hiding any keys, there is an extension for Visual Studio called No Docs, which was created by our very own Thindle. And he is his very own as well. He's a streamer. So you could also see him doing work on modernization projects, which is cool. And then the second reason that I opened it is to see if the entire file was masked. And the reason that it was because the entire file has been commented out. And if it wasn't commented, then you would see the names for the name value pairs. But otherwise, if your JSON happens to be malformed, then it'll just comment everything out for you. Anyway, that's a quick peek at NoDocs, which I love to use. So because it's commented out, my secrets are commented out, then that means that I am in fact using local DB. And thank you so much for being on top of that, Dukesoft. You're amazing. T. Williams says, I'm gonna make it so when I compile, it plays the song with the man going up the mountain from the cliffhanger and Price is Right game. Oh, that would be annoying. Because like, does it actually play the sound when you like are making a change and the Roslyn compiler is running in the background? Because if it did that every single time compile started, that would be insane. I don't know if I'd be able to concentrate. But if it only does it when you do an actual compile, then
I got a bad feeling about this.
you know what? I don't know if it'll play through the speaker since it'll be a system sound. Settings, sound. All sound devices? No, that's not where it is. How do I get to the additional settings? So if you don't know where that is, by the way, it is in your system sounds, and then you go all the way down to Visual Studio. I don't see a build started. There's build succeeded, build failed, build canceled, breakpoint hit. I don't see a started though. That's sad. There's only a handful of things that you can add sounds onto. Make sure it's on the team's voice. It would be nice to have a cool sound just play every time. Something that just makes you feel refreshed when it plays for build success. Okay, anyway, we were going into the database real quick just to check. Which one are you? That's Angie. MS SQL Local DB, Finan Man, Deposit Raisins, Blue Data. How about test started? Oh, Dukesoft. Sonic coin noise. No, that would totally drive me mad. That one is a shock to my system because sometimes it triggers my tinnitus. Yay. So the database says regular paychecks. We go back down to here and we change it to regular paycheck. We refresh the data and it is immediately updated. Last updated date is updating as well. So this is UTC because I store all of my date times in the database as UTC. So then deleting will prompt for, I don't have the prompt. All right, so I guess we still have one more thing to implement, which is the delete. So let's see if we can do that within the next 40 minutes. I'm sure we can. But first, let's commit this change for implemented lookup item edit functionality. Local commit. Probably be fun for the first 10 minutes. Yay, delete is the most fun. So one thing that I have done is when a record for a lookup item is deleted, like one thing that I know I'm going to do is soft delete. So because these may be in use, we don't want to delete causing a cascading delete for everything that is using regular paycheck. Ooh, that didn't update. I need to write that down. All right, after successful edit for lookup item, make sure to re-render all grids. And so the thing that did update was the deposit reasons. And I think that's because every time we come to deposit reason, it actually queries for it. Actually, it looks like it only queries for it on the, no, it's already queried for all of them. So if I change it, deca mark, there's our update request, and yeah, it's updated. So I don't exactly know why the drop-down list, which is getting the same value from cache that these are, why the drop-down list is updating correctly. Probably because it has a chance to re-render when I click on the tab. But the lookup list, yeah, so here's proof. If I try to sort, then regular paychecks, no, it did not re-render. The objects that are representing each of these rows are the things that have this statically copied into their properties. That's why. This needs to be, when it populates on here, it needs to be a lookup. I don't know that I like that. That's going to be a tough decision. Do we want to requery the transactions list? Yeah, because we'd have to do it there too. Do we want to requery the transactions list, or do we change the data grid to use the deposit reason and account name, because we'll be modifying the account names from here too. So that it pulls it from our local cached lookup list. That's a tough one. We'll have to figure that out. But for now, let's just get the dialog to show for clicking delete for an item. And then it'll be a confirm delete. Oh yeah, that's where I was going with that. I've done it two ways, where if an item is already deleted, it'll show up in the list, but it'll have a strike through. Since I'm going to soft delete everything, it'll have a strike through so that you can or undelete it, I guess would be the word, right? Undelete, disdelete. Or you can delete it, it'll remove it from the list, and then if you add something with the exact same name, as you're adding a new item, it looks up to see, does that item already exist? If so, change it from, and is it deleted? If so, change it from deleted to not deleted. I think I like number 2. That way we don't clutter the list with a whole bunch of strike through stuff. Oh, revive? Yeah, I guess we can call it revive. Revival of the fittest. And again, ignore the not great styling. Of course, as many of you know, I am more keyed in on doing the functionality portion of stuff. And then we'll spend some time doing UI stuff. I did mention a few weeks ago that I am enjoying UI design a little bit lately. So we'll figure out how that goes. Okay, but anyway, if we go with the route that we just strike through the thing, then I won't have a message box that pops up and says, "Are you sure you want to delete this?" All it'll do is it'll toggle between strike through and then undelete. Strike through, not strike through. You know what I mean. But if we do it so that it disappears from the list, then I'll have a confirm window dialog. Soon, CSS streams. Yes. I'm sure that's going to be entertaining for everyone. All right, it looks like the delete logic is written. Delete logic for the client side is written. Delete logic here is not written. So we will have a task response model base of bool int. Is that what this is? Yeah, response model base of int. Oh gosh, there's going to be a lot of why are the styles not changing? I'm targeting using specificity, and then it'll be like you have an ampersand, so you're, yeah, anyway. Delete, whatever. I already wrote the name of this. Yeah, why not? Okay. So here is delete. And again, we're doing this in state because we have all of our lookup items cached in state, which is open somewhere. And so any operations that we do to the lookup items, I want to do within state so that I can delete from cache or update cache, whatever it happens to be. You're going to implement the interface, not like that though. Why aren't you implementing the interface using public? Tab to win. I'm thinking about throwing Bootstrap in the trash, to be honest, having more luck with my own CSS lately. I came to that conclusion multiple times. There are some things that I still like to use from Bootstrap, like the out-of-the-box, what is it called? No SR. I think Bootstrap has a out-of-the-box no screen reader. SR only is what I said. But that's a really easy rule to write yourself. It's just theirs has a few other built-in things that you can use that are nice. So I don't know. When I write my CSS, now I just make sure to use classes that are not Bootstrap specific when it's my own custom CSS. And then where it makes sense, I do mix in some Bootstrap. And now you know. So this is for stuff like the labels on icons, on menu items. So you might have an icon as your menu item, for example. Oh, I don't have any examples. but you want the screen reader to read it as text instead of putting a title attribute on it. You use a label inside of it that is focusable, or an anchor tag that is focusable, but is only visible to screen readers. And it's something like you change its position to absolute, you make it 1 pixel wide, 1 pixel tall, visibility hidden. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that was the basic rule for screen reader only. And focusable. Oh yeah, you know what? We may as well do that now. So Max gave me some code for a JavaScript calculator. The way that we're going to do it is we're going to create a component called calculator components, calculator.razor.cs. And we're going to pretty much turn his JavaScript into C#. It looked like there was something here. I don't know why you're being weird, but we're going to comment you out for now so that we can build while we do this. Ing the dragon. Okay. Oh, and also some CSS. He gave us some CSS as well. Calculator. Calculator to razor.isolated CSS. Yes, that's how you read this. I spelled it wrong. Calculator. Cool. Web compiler, do your magic. Okay, so he gave us the HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript for it. Here's our HTML. Why couldn't you just show me the text? It's right there. Show in folder. Scooch. Right click. Open with. Notepad. Okay, so we got this. Cool. This is the basic HTML structure. That would be Sass, so it doesn't go there. Nice try. Goes here. Oh, I hate it when you do that. So we are going to make this a container main div class. Actually, we'll give it an ID of calc container. Whoops, wrong button. Spoiler alert, I've started a project at like midnight or 1 a.m. That's why dark mode. By the way, it's not the best, so you can't do plus minus at the same time, but you can do minus or plus to a solution. Like I've said, not finished yet, but still proud. Yeah, absolutely. Completely okay. So these are going to get a class of calc button, calc buttons. And I apologize. I am going to make changes because I do not like to put in manual BRs when I don't have to. Instead, we're going to use the magic of CSS. But let's take your CSS real quick and then we'll build on that. I'm looking for Discord. Okay. Wow. I don't like your CSS. We aren't taking your CSS. And then I will grab your JavaScript and then we'll convert it to C#. Like partial. Oh my goodness. Let's do it this way then. Okay, so here is the CSS that I would prefer to use. My container, my calc buttons will be display grid, grid template columns. We're going to have 3 buttons across and 6 buttons down. How many buttons go down? 3 down plus 1, so 4. So repeat 3, 1 fr. I don't know where your plus minus buttons are. They're down here. Okay, so they get their own div. Hello, travel the world. I hope you are keeping well as well. I'm doing fantastically fantastic. It's the magic travel. What do you mean you don't like it? It's like 5 codes, 5 lines. Yeah. Star, make everything background white? No. No. Bleh. We'll give it a gap, just gap. You don't need to use grid gap. We'll make it closer together horizontally. I don't know. We'll try four rims the whole way. Okay. We should put this somewhere so we can see the progress that we are making on it. Let's put it in salad, main layout. Calculator. Why are you angry? I have no idea why this thing is angry at me. Oh, because it didn't actually add the closing tag. What a jerk. So much the dancing. All right, and we're also going to move this thing to the middle of the screen in a dialogue-ish kind of way, just for now, just so that we can see it. It's here. What did I call it? Is it modal templated dialogue? Templated modal. Templated. And for now, we'll just do show true. No, wait, we want a templated card. Oh yeah, that's what this is. A templated modal is a templated card dialogue, right? Right. So modal content is going to be my card body. Cool. All right, so we should be able to see it on screen as soon as it builds. Delete, delete, below. What happened now? Okay. Survey says It didn't rebuild. And what's that? Hello? Oh, okay. This is why you shouldn't just accept whatever Copilot gives you. All right, there we go. We should be building now. Delete. Star. Okay, and there we go. I forgot to give it rows. So we need some grid template rows spelled correctly. Dang it. And again, we said there were going to be 4 rows of equal length. And actually, you know what? We will give them hard-coded numbers. Specify content center, align item center. Whoa. Pretty sure that needs to be align items, but whatever. Do the thing. Update. Why? Calc buttons. Hello? Calc container. Calc container. Oh, right. So now this thing is actually inside of templated modal. So that means that it is inside of a child container. So we need to put deep. And oh, come on. Let's do the whole specificity thing. So we got modal wrapper. That's what I said. Because I don't like BRs. We got what was I saying? Okay, modal wrapper, modal content, card body, card text. Okay. Out buttons. Dude. It's just not actually updating the styles. Still not updating the styles. Oh, duh. We added an isolated CSS, which typically means that we need to stop and restart. It is calculating already. Oh my goodness. There. Good grief. Okay, so then that's that one. We'll put the 0 in the middle. So that one was button 0. Grid column 1. Grid column 1? Really? Yeah, I thought so. It should be grid column 2. I think the buttons, the issue with them is they have a large padding. Yeah. Okay. So we will do all of our buttons inside of this thing are padding 0, display grid, place item center. There we go. Now everything is all nice and centered. We got our calculator buttons. Pretty. Whoa, what's up with not being able to click on them though? Huh. Like the labels for them are in the way. Awesome. Thank you so much for the lurk too. Okay, so anyway, we have somewhat of a display where we can click on stuff. And so you say just try the original version, but that is going to take a lot more work. Like I could take all of this JavaScript, dump it in a file, but we still need a way to access the codes. And well, I guess, whatever. Why not? So impatient, so demanding, so bossy. There we go. Oops. I do, but why would I need to open VS Code when I have Visual Studio open already and a project? And a project. JavaScript. Calculator. JS. I said we were going to use it in the project. Okay. There's button eyes, element by ID. I don't think that there is anything that is going to get in the way of what I currently have. All right then. So let's go into index of our Blazor WebAssembly. Hello, Tessie. Tessie. Rename let arrows var. Okay, we need to script underscore content, JavaScript, super duca soft interop, calculator. Okay, so this should work immediately. Make sure that the JavaScript got imported. It did. There are no errors. There are errors to JavaScript. Slaw. Month 8 of JavaScript, map and filter, giving me fits. Time for a break. Definitely understandable. I still need a way for this to wait until the UI renders. Let's see if we can do option 2. This is definitely taking a lot more time than I thought it was going to take. Option 2 is yeah, I think it would just be easier if I turned all of this into C#. Still going to go with that. Oops. So this is going to be number label. And then you have numbers is going to be an array. We will make it an array. How about a list? A list because you can't really push two arrays. So a list of int because I didn't see the period. Therefore, we have no decimals. And then I'll fix all of the variable name violations. And then bool calc plus. Okay. So this will take place of both the plus and minus for each button. Give them the inner HTML of the number. That's already set up. And then here are our callbacks. So on remove, it's going to be this. Oh, I would have. I'm not using the JavaScript because we would need to do the JavaScript interop stuff, the isolated JavaScript and stuff. So I'm not actually using this file. This was just some code that we were given by Max, who created this calculator not too long ago. And I'm just trying to rush through getting it added into here for the fun of it. So we have a handle remove. All of our lets are going to be vars. So this is going to be our most recent result. So we may as well make this an int. Where's dot? So we'll do all of our dot lengths turn into dot count. Not exactly sure why we are grabbing it again. Oh, interesting. Hmm. Okay, so maybe this won't be as easy because the logic was not quite what I was thinking it was going to be, but that's okay. That is quite all right. So, okay, we'll try this then because it's starting to get not fun. You there, JavaScript, calculator. Oh, right. Yeah. So this is why I'm going to put calculator in www root. Excuse me. And that is because I'm going to load it as a module. And I need it to be in static files in order for me to be able to do that. Okay. Copy, pasta. This is just going to be really tough. There is no easy way for me to do this going directly to Blazor. And so I guess the only thing that Max wanted us to see was the code anyway. So save, calculator. What did you name this file? Didn't matter. It's going to be called calculator. I already have this file here. And the only thing missing was the CSS. So that will be in Discord. Pasta calculator.css. Okay, so I put, the files that he put in Discord directly into text files. Index, which we need to make sure that we have. Reference the right files. Except I got to spell them correctly. Okay, and then we can just open index. And there's the calculator. Oops. If we do 1 plus 2 plus 4, calc is 7 plus. Okay, so now that we know the functionality, we could add this type of behavior into the app as well. Yeah, like you said, you can't do plus and minus yet, but it's something that he wants to do with it. So that's cool. Yeah, it actually doesn't even do anything if you have both minus and plus, which is interesting. It's very interesting. And I think maybe it's because you're trying to parse it at, it'll be in Calc version 1.1. You're trying to parse it on plus. Yeah, and that's fine. Totally okay. But I would still turn this logic into C# for the app. But it's still pretty cool that you came up with this on your own. Yeah, and actually, calc. Okay, yeah. That's why. So you have if calc plus and not calc minus, and then if calc minus and not calc plus, but nothing for if calc minus and calc plus. Got it. But that's fine. Totally okay. But we will integrate your code into the app as we are really, really close to being finished. So it'll be fun. Is the logical thing right? It looked like it. I mean, it definitely added when I clicked add. And I guess I didn't test minus. 3 minus 4. plus 25 minus 16 minus 2. Yeah, so it's, ooh, that one didn't work. No, the logic is not right. So plus 2 plus 8 is 30 minus 2 minus 8 should be 20. So it's only subtracting the very last thing when you do minus. It's not subtracting each number in between. But it was close. You just need to do the same thing that you're doing with plus, but for minus. Clearworks, 9 plus 0, remove 0. You can put 2 plus signs in a row. Yeah. Edge cases and such. But that's going to be it for today. On Wednesday, what we're going to do is we're going to finish up the delete functionality, delete lookup item functionality, which is, again, a soft delete. So we'll be marking things as deleted, not necessarily actually deleting things. But that's the last bit of functionality. And then we could also finish implementing this calculator so that we can have it easily accessible. You can pull up the calculator, use the number pad to type in, or even the number buttons on the top with plus and minus, maybe some division, maybe some grouping stuff. And we'll have a fully implemented calculator starting from the work that Max has already done with this calculator. Calculator. I'm good at word. All right, but until then, thank you so much, Tezzy, for the follow. Glad to see a fellow Blazor developer, like you said, doing Blazor development. With that, though, we're going to visit one of my friends. You don't have to stick around if you don't like watching game developers, but I would like to raid Simple Game Dev because I've been lurking on his channel. I always lurk on his channel. So if you feel like it, stick around for this raid. He is an amazing indie dev. He's working on a game that is inspired by Portal and Half-Life. He's doing it all in Unity, and it looks amazing. It's a puzzle platformer using physics-based puzzles, and it's just cool. It's really cool. So until the next time, though, I will catch you around on other people's channels. You'll see me on Code Red. You'll see me on Simples, obviously, Settlix's channel, Irish John Games, Dragon Spirit Games, all of these wonderful people that have come by our community and just became a staple. You know, all the good peoples. So thank you all for joining. I will be posting this video to YouTube no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream, a recording of this video, I should say. And I will be back again on Wednesday. Feel free to join us on Discord. Oh, enjoy. Certified by Deflux. Oh, because Mojo is now a certified cloud dev. Awesome. Thanks for helping him out. Okay. Still waiting. Okay, ciao.